My name is Alex Leone, and I'm going to be talking about how we can be empowering women through a practical approach. So here's the good news. Girls are succeeding in the classroom. As of 2000, 55% of college students were women, and 58% of graduate students are women. And in younger years, in younger levels of education, girls are outperforming boys on reading and writing in standardized tests, and the gap between boys and girls' scores in math and science sections is narrowing. However, here's the not so good news. Women are still only making 77 cents for every dollar that a man makes. Of the Fortune 500 companies, only 18 are led by women, which is only 3% of those companies. There are approximately only 90 women in Congress, which is only about 18% of total seats held. And women only hold 20% of world parliamentary positions. So women are making less than men and are underrepresented in leadership positions. So this begs the question, why? Why is it that girls are doing so well in school, but when they go out into the workforce, they're not succeeding? Why is it that women still make less than men? Well, there are many factors to this, but one of which, as described by Sheryl Sandberg, the COO of Facebook and author of the New York Times bestselling novel Leone, is what she terms the leadership ambition gap. And what the leadership ambition gap is saying is that women and girls have characteristics and exhibit habits that are self-limiting to themselves and their careers. For example, women are less likely to take risks. They're more cautious in their approach, and these risks that they are not taking could be beneficial to themselves and their careers. One study showed that men will apply for new positions if they feel they have 60% of the skills necessary for the job, but women will only apply for the position if they have 100% of the skills necessary. So women are less likely to go for these higher positions, and when they're less likely to ask for those higher positions, they're much less likely to get them. Women don't own up to their own success. Women attribute their success to external factors, like working with really smart people, or getting lucky, or just working really hard. These factors are not related to their internal abilities and their own confidence levels. Women demand perfection and are much more critical of themselves and their work. Women are more likely to take on more responsibilities, but they're less likely to take on higher level responsibilities and take credit for those responsibilities so that they can promote themselves in future career endeavors. And women are generally just less confident about their abilities and what they can do. So why does it really matter? Why do we really care? Well, the top 25% of Fortune 500 companies with the most women in executive positions have a 35% higher return on equity than the 25% of Fortune 500 companies that have the least number of women executives. So this means that the companies that are putting women at the top are making more money. This isn't necessarily because women are more creative or more innovative or more successful, but because these companies that are putting women at the top are more innovative themselves and are more progressive in their approaches to their business models. So we need to start supporting girls and women and putting them at the top so we can all start thinking in a more innovative way. Of the 75 million children living under the age of 18 in the United States, 24% of them live in homes by single mothers. However, 7 out of 10 of these children are poor or low income. So these women who are raising their children on their own, it's not a problem that they're raising their children on their own, but that they are not able to provide for their children. Something happens when women are raising children on their own, that they're unable to provide the resources for their children so that they will be able to do better for themselves. They're not receiving the education they need and the resources they need. So ultimately, women are about half the population of the entire world. And when we don't support them, we all suffer because we're wasting a valuable resource. So what do we want for our girls and our women? What do we want to do for them when they're young so that these things don't happen when they grow old? Well, we want them to be more confident. We want them to be proud of themselves and their decisions. We want them to be able to hold themselves tall and be able to make their own decisions. We want them to be more independent. We want them to be self-sufficient and not have to rely on other people just to get by in life. We want them to be able to live on their own successfully. We want them to have more ambition. Girls need to start dreaming bigger so that they can achieve more in the future. The higher their goals are, the more likely they are to achieve higher positions in life, no matter what path they choose. And voice. Girls need to understand that they have thoughts and ideas that the whole world will benefit from hearing. They just need to figure out how to make their voices heard. And ultimately, this confidence, this independence, this ambition, and this voice will lead to success. So I was thinking about all of these statistics and how it might relate to my own life. And I was thinking about how I do really well in school, but I don't really know how to live on my own. So I don't really know how to cook or fix a flat tire or do any of those things that you need to live once you leave college. And that kind of freaked me out. I was like, so how can we change this? Well, if we teach girls these life skills, these daily living skills when they're young, then they'll be more independent. And when girls are more independent and can live on their own and do these things on their own without the help of other people, they're much more confident. And when girls are more independent and confident, they're much more likely to achieve success. I'm a part of a program here at Solebury which teaches high school students to be active in the nonprofit sector and to create innovative solutions to social problems. And so I'm in the process of creating a model for an extracurricular program which would teach adolescent girls these daily living skills. And I was thinking about the components of this program. So we would need a supportive community of women, role models, and advisors to teach young adolescent girls these daily living skills. We need girls to see women in their communities achieving some kind of success, no matter what path they choose, so that they can see themselves in these positions. And then they need to see that these people and these women are achieving, they're mastering the skills you need to live on their own in their communities. We need group lessons so that girls are working together and having a shared experience that they can talk about together. And also, they'll break up into smaller groups with advisors that are more individual so that they can work on what they need and master those skills, but out in the real world, so they're not just sitting in a classroom-like setting. So ultimately, the goal of this program is to give girls independence so that they can reach their full potential when they're old. So while I'm creating the model for this program, I wanted to do something tangible right now before I actually implement the program. So I held a workshop here a few weeks ago, and I had, thank you, I had someone come from a bank and talked about how to open a bank account, how to start a line of credit. Someone came to talk about how to present yourself well at an interview, how to write a resume, how to tell the warning signs of an unhealthy relationship and figure out how to get a healthy relationship going. Someone came and gave a mini self-defense lesson, and here we were doing our confident walks. And a local model talked about her battles with her body image and eating disorders. I asked the girls what they wanted more from this workshop and what they wanted to change. And basically they said that they wanted more time with all the speakers. They wanted more time to ask questions and more time to learn from these speakers and hear what they had to say. And also, they wanted to have more time to talk amongst themselves. They wanted more time to talk to the other girls and learn from them and figure out what they learned from the speakers. So for me, this was really reassurance that there is a need for this, and not only is there a need for this, but there's a want for this. Girls want to be able to live on their own. They want to be more independent and self-sufficient. So this is why I want to create this program, and if anybody has any ideas, please contact me and work with me.